Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy and I'm going to be doing a video on why I'm going to be moving into my van. I just got this van back in like February. It's a 1999 Dodge Ram 1500 van, and I'm going to just kind of give a little explanation of why I'm moving into it and how I plan maybe running my business out of it. So yeah, here we go. Let's kind of get some like backstory on like who I am. I'm a skateboarder, I'm a fashion designer, and occasionally we'll make films. So for the last 3 years, since 2020, I guess everybody's life's taken like such a different path. So during late 2018, 2019 was when I was really starting to get into my fashion design and learning how to sew more. So I started taking trips to New York City. I stay in Brooklyn. I would couch surf, I would sublet rooms, I would sleep in the park, just take a bunch of clothes and go do some photo shoots and meet people, and it being a really great time. So I felt like that would be the best direction to go for my career. I thought, well, I'm gonna move to Brooklyn and be a fashion designer and pursue that, but doing it my own way because I'm a self-taught designer. I didn't go to college for fashion design, no mentors, no nothing. So I thought, well, I gotta go where everybody's at so I can, get better at my craft. Towards like the end of 2019, I kind of started making it my plan to move out there. And, early 2020, I was like getting like mentally ready to go. And then, COVID kind of happened. I guess trigger warning, talking about trauma, assault, and other things. I was gaining some momentum on the internet. I've sold clothes all over the country, all over the world, and yeah, I don't know, maybe people started perceiving me differently in my community, or thinking I was, God, who knows what. But I dealt with a stalker incident of somebody who portrayed themselves as a customer. At some point, they had tried to kidnap me at a place I was frequently going daily to get tea. And I walked in one day and the person was there, and they picked me up in there and took off with me. And I was really confused because I was like, I thought I knew who this person was, so what's going on? And that was January 2020. And this kind of just spiraled this whole journey into right now. So after that incident, I was pretty freaked out. I dealt with this person, threatening to take my life. They would come to shows I was at and corner me. I dealt with the incident of them in a grocery store, following me with the box, like if they had a weapon in there. Some pretty intense stuff. I won't go into full detail because I don't really know what people can handle, or maybe I say this for another day. But on top of that, it really flared up some PTSD that I was unaware of that I had, because I was stabbed when I was a teenager. So this kind of started spiraling, a lot of that trauma of violence that I had experienced early on in my life. And I started dealing with it again, in another way. So I was so freaked out that I was like, I got to get out of my hometown, which is Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I'm located right now. Stalker. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't even say that, but yeah, that's where I live and that's where I'm from. I was so freaked out at the time. This is, early 2020. I was like, I got to get to New York because, I'm not dealing with that kind of harassment there, any violence, even though these things happen in every city, every community. So I was shook. It felt like I was being more targeted in my hometown. So I made a GoFundMe at the time, and I was like, I got to get to New York. This is what I'm going through. And I ended up dealing with another incident of another person attacking me at a skate park. And yeah, this is another person that I thought I recognized, and one day they kind of came up behind me and threw a bandana over my neck and started choking me out and screaming they were gonna kill me. And another person was running up. I wasn't sure if this person had a knife or what. And by the grace of the universe and life, I was able to get out of that incident. And it was really intense, you know, because it triggered more of that PTSD from the stalking, the attempted kidnapping, me being stabbed. And this is all just happening within like 1 or 2 years, you know, and I'm just like, whoa, what is going on in my life right now? Like, I do not feel safe in my city. Basically, I'm having to move very privately. You know, I'm not going out. I don't do no shows because I'm not sure what's gonna happen. You know, was I gonna get killed? Yeah, I was so freaked out. So I had raised some money, and when I was probably trying for a few months consistently looking in New Mexico, and I had gone out there to look one time, and I came back and I thought I found a room, and next thing I know, the room, it was time to get it fell through. So I just kind of felt like giving up. You know, I didn't really understand what life was trying to do. I felt like I was kind of just left out here, like just to be eaten alive or something. You know, I'm like, what is it? You know, what do I gotta do? Because no matter how much internal work I do, no matter how much even therapy I've gone to before, I just don't feel safe, you know. And it's now 2023. Here I am still in my hometown in Albuquerque, and I wasn't able to get to New York. I didn't have all the credentials. I didn't have enough money. And my life just continued kind of like getting a little bit crazier, to be honest. I don't know where this thing just sparked in my intuition. You know, I was like, you're gonna have to get a van and go drive to California and just start selling your clothes on the street, because I don't know what else to do. I couldn't get to New York. I don't have, you know, enough funds. I don't have all the credentials to rent an apartment. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not gonna give up, because what's the point? You know, I've already gotten this far. I've gotten recognition. People love the designs. Like, why am I gonna give up? You know, like, I'm a skateboarder. Sorry, there's a fly in here. And skateboarders have always done things our own way, and if we feel like we don't have enough, whatever it is, funding or money or jobs, we're gonna live in a car and we're gonna go to the place where we're gonna get our name known or sponsored or whatever, and we're gonna go live in a car and we're gonna live at the skate park and, you know, develop our craft in a place where it could be acknowledged. So I just applied that same thing to fashion and also skateboarding, because I'm still very passionate about it. So I was like, cool, I'll live in a van and I'll downsize my whole wardrobe and everything I've collected over the last couple years, all my designer shit, you know, I bought, and I'll just start getting rid of it, and I'll make all the space in here to store my inventory. I'll use a sewing machine in here. I'll get a solar panel. And these are things that, you know, it's now August that I've collected over the few months of having this van. You know, it's been quite the long journey, because, you know, everything costs money. So it's like, all right, I might not be able to build the whole van out in 1 month. It might take 8 months. It might take a year to just get it so I can be self-sufficient, I guess, you know. So now where I'm at with this journey is of the van. I have a solar panel. I have a portable generator. I'm able to run my sewing machine. I could charge all my devices, you know, like I've insulated the van on the floor, some of the windows. I've done some mechanical repairs, and this has all been over a span of, I don't even know, whatever February to now is, and I'm still not even like fully in it, because I'm like, there's a few more things I need to do before I guess, you know, go on this next stretch of my journey. So getting back to why I'm moving in the van, it's not only to, you know, pursue my passions of clothing design, but it's also for healing. I feel like, I mean, maybe a lot of people know this, but if an environment is making you sick, then how are you able to recover or heal in it? So I kind of feel personally like no matter how much self-work I have done in my hometown, no matter how many new friends I've made, I mean, to be honest, to go more into it, with a person I mentioned earlier who had kidnapped me, they're going to prison for murder. And I mean, even just somebody going away, I still feel the triggers of these things that have happened to me here, because I'm constantly reminded by seeing people around, location trauma, and it's just like there's no way to really get the heart back to where it was, or get it to a better rhythm, to produce work, to just have a positive attitude. And you know, whenever I experience any of this like PTSD or anxiety or panic attacks kind of flare up, I'll disassociate a lot. I'll just kind of feel on edge and not trust people really. So that makes it really complicated to work like a regular 9-to-5 job, because my PTSD, I'm so cautious and paranoid from people stalking me and all these incidences, that I feel if I'm in a location like working every day, then obviously people are gonna know that this is where this person is every day. So it just triggers all of that, you know, trauma. So I've always felt it was better for me to just, you know, sell my clothes online, be more specific with who I work with. And I have to be extremely mindful of when I do work with people. It can be very complicated financially. It's like not, you know, some months work and some it's, you know, it is what it is. You just, you know, live off of less. So I figured the van would be a great option for, you know, being able to live minimally financially, and also to give me a chance to, you know, further my healing journey, because there's only so much you can do in an environment always reminding you of these incidences. And then, you know, how can you move forward or attract any great things in life, you know, if your heart isn't open, you know? And these are things that I've noticed, that by, you know, being on guard, I'm not allowing anything to come into my life really, you know. And I've had some great things happen, you know. I'm really grateful that, hey, I wasn't able to get to New York, but hey, I got this van, and you know, maybe this can be the vehicle that, you know, gets me the financial resources somewhere else to be able to eventually move out there. And I'm really grateful for that, you know. I'm grateful that I have the, you know, whatever willpower or determination to be able to do something a little bit, I guess, not non-traditional, you know. Like, who's gonna live in a car and sew clothes out of it and sell clothes out of it? You know, it's just something like I'm okay with doing and accepting, you know. This is just my life right now, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I don't think people should be ashamed if, you know, things aren't going the direction that you want them to, you know. I would just say, try to look for a solution, and know that it could take a year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. But if you, you know, have a goal and stay focused, and, you know, put it out there and tell people about what you got going on or what you're dreaming of, you know, you never know. So that's why I thought I would film myself talking about this, because I never really open up about this stuff, only with close friends. I might post on my Instagram story time to time, but I guess this gives you a little bit more in depth of where I'm at, who I am, and what things are looking like in my life right now. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. So thank you for watching. If you're anywhere in Southern California, Northern California, I plan on staying between LA and San Francisco. So if you're out there, if you're a designer, you're a skateboarder who supports, you know, non-binary skaters, queer skaters, trans skaters, women skaters, and all that, like, you know, that's my people. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll be making more videos, maybe on YouTube here and there. if people seem interested in hearing more. And yeah, laters.